Hey, welcome to a special bonus episode of Some Like It Pop. It's Samantha Vincenti, managing editor, and
Ali Zubiak, associate editor.
And we're very excited because our producer Chuck was able to make it in time for us to record this week because this is a special Bachelorette edition of Some Like It Pop, and it was the hometowns this week, and I have so many things that we've been saving up to talk about.
Yes.
We're going to talk about them right now.
I'm so excited. This is so good.
Ali, you this was your first season watching The Bachelorette.
Yes.
Had you seen The Bachelor before?
No.
Okay.
The entire world is new to me.
Okay. And I know, of course, the conventions of the show become pretty apparent early on. Mm-hmm. And I've been watching it not religiously, very on and off since the first season with Trista and Ryan. But I really regret not seeing last season with Caitlin because she seems super fun. But it's a subject of endless fascination because it is so contrived. So fascinatingly contrived and ritualistic. And this week is the hometowns, which, as anyone who watches the show knows, is when the final, I always thought it was 3, but apparently it's 4 of the finalists take the central bachelor or bachelorette home.
4 is a lot. It did feel very long by the end.
Yeah, it did. I really thought it used to be 3, but I could be, someone let me know. I feel like it was, but maybe not. And so she goes and tries on all their families, and somehow everyone's family is marginally normal.
Yeah, they're normal and welcoming and not skeptical of the whole thing.
Which I feel like they've probably screened out. I've seen some where there is at least one parent who looks very askance at the whole thing and doesn't hide it. But
that's what I was hoping to see.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
As I would if I were a parent and this happened. But, so let's just go in order because it's the easiest and because I took notes.
Oh, great.
So first was Chase.
Chase, yes.
Dead-eyed Chase.
I keep forgetting that he's still in the competition.
Indeed.
Like week to week.
I really thought he and Derek were the same dude until they had that one time where they were both dancing.
Did. Yeah.
So he sort of did distinguish himself this week, I feel like.
Yeah, I actually grew to like him a little bit.
Me too.
Not enough to want to marry him, but...
No, but I was like, he seems like an actual human man.
Yeah, it's like he had feelings.
Yeah.
Unlike the rest of them.
Right. He did seem like he actually might be somewhat on the show to fall in love, possibly.
Yeah, he felt the most genuine, which was surprising to me because I couldn't remember him before. He's the one that did the yoga with her, right? The hot yoga at the very beginning. Was that him or Derek?
Again, he really could have been anyone. But he also was from the prettiest place. He was from Colorado, and they had the mountains and everything. So
did you see the snowman when they built the snowman at the very end?
No.
After the credits? It was actually a really cute moment. I could see them married now.
The after the credits moments are the best moments.
Yeah, it was very, real.
They're normal. Yeah, I really do feel like and watched him get eliminated in the next episode, but I really do feel like he has been I don't want to say dark horse because there's no darkness on the show. Although, sidebar, his whole storyline when he went home was that he is a child of divorce, which is like a dark secret on The Bachelor.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised that was something that they kept bringing up and that mattered so much.
And happened a long time ago.
It did. And also his dad is in his life now.
Right.
And he seems great. So.
Right. It wasn't like my dad left when I was
X
years old and never came back and it destroyed our family. Everyone seems fine.
Exactly.
But they kept returning to well, I am a child of divorce.
Yeah, I just can't have a serious relationship because of it.
Right. Which as a child of divorce, I openly resent and is absolute garbage. But and he also had a nice house, if I remember correctly.
They all had nice houses.
No,
didn't
Robbie lives at home. Robbie lived in that house.
So
I think he's the only one who had
his own.
I think so.
Yeah, because his dad came over.
Yeah,
that's true.
He could have Airbnb'd it. I don't know for a fact. And then of course, he is my boyfriend, who has slowly become a reluctant viewer of the show, but stays on the couch the whole time. Observed that his mom was totally going for real life Tammy Taylor a little bit with her confessional. And
hers was the only one too, right?
I guess
none of the other families did.
Well, she was the warmest one, and also a little actressy seeming to me.
Yeah.
And I guess all four families, I don't know what witchcraft happened with the producers, or they just picked the right people, but everybody opened up on a level, having conversations that I have never had with a boyfriend's family for weeks to years, to months to years. Have never achieved that level immediately.
It was a little weird.
So yeah, Chase, I kind of feel like I wrote him off I just didn't remember who he was at first.
No one does. I feel like JoJo just never eliminated him because she couldn't remember to.
I know, but now I'm like remembering in the very first episode of the season when the former bachelorettes came to give her quote unquote advice.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, I can't remember which, said, don't show your hand if you really like someone, play it close to the vest. And so my new theory, here's my sub-theory to that theory, is that Chase, as we said, Chase is the one who has the least to gain from this professionally.
Yeah.
And on some level, I feel like whether JoJo wants a partner to keep climbing the ladder with or wants to be a solo person climbing the Dancing with the Stars ladder or whatever she's going to be doing next, depends. But I feel like she might want like a not that flashy husband. And he's the least flashy.
He is the least flashy for a lot of reasons. I just feel like she wants fame.
Yeah, right. She definitely does.
Like,
I'm
a
just
lot
saying,
of it.
she definitely does. I'm just saying, does she want to have a terrible talk show with Jordan Rodgers on the couch next to her, or does she want to be the JoJo show and have a quiet but supportive?
That's true. That's a good
Chase.
point. I feel like she could work with either of those.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm predicting Chase. Watch, he's going to go home on Monday. But
He's definitely going to go home.
damn it.
Yeah.
Well, they
I
made
have that
it.
feeling. I thought he was going to go. Actually, I thought Robbie was going to go home just because of how shady he seems.
Fair enough. That's fair. We'll get there. Okay, next is Jordan.
Wait, Jordan was. Oh yeah,
was next.
I thought they were going to keep him at the end.
So did I, because that was one of the big dramas. Is that Jordan Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, the football player's brother, and last episode he broke the news that he actually doesn't talk to Aaron Rodgers ever. And she did a semi-good job of masking her disappointment. Not that great. And then this week she met the Rodgerses, who seem shady as hell to me.
They really do.
I don't know anything about Aaron Rodgers other than that he plays for the Packers and dates Olivia Munn. But at this point, I'm thinking he's on to something with not talking to them.
Yeah, it was just very strange how the whole thing. First of all, JoJo kept bringing it up every 3 seconds. She was like, "Oh, is that your brother?" Which I'm sure the producers prompted her to do it.
She constantly did it.
But it was just like every other word out of her mouth was like, "Oh, you don't talk about your brother? Is it going to be like a thing?" And then he was like, no, I told them we don't have to talk about it.
And then sitting down with all of his family members, same thing. It took, again, this is edited, but it took about 3 seconds. She'd be like, it's so weird how Jordan doesn't talk to his brother.
And then there were 2 empty chairs that they just focused on slowly.
Right. And then it turned out none of them talked to him. Mm-hmm. And then the other brother also spoke freely about was sort of painting it like he got too big for his britches or something, which I find hard to imagine because there's such a football-oriented family. Wouldn't that be the goal? And sidebar, how weird was it that as part of the date of showing her his hometown, he immediately took her to his high school?
Oh, I know. That was so sad.
So weird.
It was sad. Ugh, it was so pathetic. It's like that was where he peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and it's been probably 10 years, and he took her immediately back and introduced it. Like, why would you want to meet his high school coach?
No, it was so
and go into
embarrassing.
like the weights room and look at, it was so sad. And then, of course, they went into the room that was all pictures of football players past, including him. And then she sees like a thing under glass or something. It's like, is that your brother? Is that your brother? I don't know.
It was so casual.
Oh, so weird. And then his family was also majorly frosty seeming.
Yeah. And
his mom told a story about how Jordan tried to run away from home a bunch as a kid. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
She said he would run away and then walk to the edge of the property, and she was like, and then I just said I would just call the police if he stepped off the property. And it made it sound like she was telling him that he would become a trespasser. That's how I heard it, even though I think that's not what she meant, but that he would become a trespasser if he stepped over the line, and then she was threatening him as a child with calling the police if he did that.
I thought it was more that if he leaves, she's going to call the police because he's a missing person.
Child, right? But for some reason in my head, I heard it. It's like, I'm going to call the cops the second you step off that line. You are not my son.
It was weird, and how he would just go there and almost leave, but then he'd look back and wouldn't do it. It's like the stupidest story I've ever heard.
Yeah, their family is rife with games and estrangements, basically. And I don't think she wants anything to do with it, frankly. But Jordan is clearly angling to be the next Bachelor.
Which will be interesting if he wins.
I feel like I guess I'm really interested, and I can't get a bead on if the rest of America is as skeeved out by his transparent cheesiness.
I feel like they have to be. Well, no, actually. Actually, my friend who watches the show loves him. Oh my God. She's like, oh, he's so cute and he's so sweet. I'm like, I don't understand how you're seeing any of this.
Yeah, I don't get any sort of genuine sense from him at all.
I don't either.
But I don't know.
And I wonder if JoJo, how she feels. If she just sees like football, wow.
I think she still just sees Rodgers,
Probably.
Rodgers,
Yeah.
Rodgers. I will broker their truce.
So I wonder if she's changed now that she went home and realizes he's not close with Aaron at all.
Yeah, their family was definitely the frostiest vibe of any of the families. And speaking of a family that did not have a frosty vibe, Robbie's family, who...
That was a really good seg.
Immediately upon walking in... Oh, and also, sidebar, she was way too nervous about meeting the Rodgerses.
Oh, yeah.
In a way that was not normal. And was
you could feel
clearly because they were famous. Robbie, when she walked into the house with Robbie, which I know is not an actual surprise when they walk in, I don't think.
They have to set everything up.
Right. But when they walk in, I wonder if there's a GIF online of their reaction when they walk in. They're all like mid-giant wine gulp. And they're all like, like everyone's they've had 17 bottles of wine. They have those plastic wine tumblers. Did you see that when he sits down on the couch to talk to his mom? They have those like plastic, can't spill your wine tumblers.
God.
They seem super fun.
They do seem fun.
I was shocked at how normal seeming Robbie's family was.
Yeah, I wasn't that surprised, but where were they? Miami?
Yeah,
Florida somewhere.
Florida.
That made so much.
Florida.
Yeah, that made so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's so tan.
Yeah, least exciting of the visits locations for sure. And also, I wasn't sure why his mom needed to tell him that.
I know.
There was a lot of scuttlebutt about his ex-girlfriend saying that he broke up with her to go on The Bachelorette. Like, they're insulated in their own little world during the production bubble unless someone plops a magazine in front of their face like they did before.
Right, that was great.
So why would she need to tell him? I don't think she would need to tell him.
No, she doesn't need to tell him. I'm sure someone told her to tell him. And then the best part was when he interrupted. I don't know who those girls were, his sisters probably, when they were talking to JoJo in like the bedroom. They were drinking wine. He was like, you guys got to get out. I need to talk to her now. And it got so serious all of a sudden. And then he told her about the rumors. She never would have heard it.
Again, didn't need
otherwise.
To. Was not necessary. And she's also like wild with insecurity in this episode.
Yeah.
With all of them, she's like, is this for real? Are we really doing this? No, but do you really like me though? Do you? With every single one of them, she had a moment. And with him, I mean, it's justified. I would be weirded out too if somebody broke up with someone and 3 months later we're on the show.
Yeah, exactly. And his girlfriend of 4 years. That's a long time.
It is a long time. That is shady. I don't believe this or have any, I mean, I don't not believe it, but I have absolutely no knowledge or reason to believe it. But when you type in Robbie's name, the first other word that comes up, can you guess what that word is?
No.
Gay. That first word is gay.
Oh.
Everyone thinks Robbie's gay, including my boyfriend, who was like, that guy is gay though. The entire, like, maintains.
But he's also from Florida. So.
Okay.
You know?
I feel like that's not if we're going to stereotype Floridians, which I'm certainly not about to right now, I feel like that wouldn't be the first adjective that comes up.
I don't know.
He might just be really muscly and have enormous veneers.
Yeah, he looks real fake.
So I don't know what his angle is exactly, but nobody has that chiseled of a chest.
What is his
not
job?
for something.
Like, what does he do?
Former competitive swimmer, because everyone on the show, except for, again, Chase, who has a real job, he's a medical sales rep, which means he was
Oh,
probably
yeah.
a professional athlete before. He's the only one with an actual job, and everyone else was like former Marine. Luke is a
War veteran.
war veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jordan is an ex-football player.
Right.
Robbie is a former swimming champion.
That is.
They are all exes and formers, which I feel like
suspect.
would be very suspect in real life. Yeah, so I feel like Robbie is not going to be the final one.
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm surprised he made it this far. Like every week, I just kept expecting him to go home too. Along with Chase, James F. Remember him?
No.
Exactly.
I remember the other James
No,
Taylor.
sweet James Taylor.
Yeah. She let a good one go with that one.
She really did.
Which, sidebar, he is like good friends with all of those dudes, according to their Instagrams.
Oh, because he's a good person.
I
I
know.
love him.
But also, and Robbie just became that much more shady to me when he was like, no, I never think about my ex-girlfriend of 4 years at all. It's only been 4 months.
And
Never-
even if
I've
that's
never
true,
thought
then
about
you're
it.
probably
Yeah.
just a sociopath.
That's
Congratulations.
worse. If he really hasn't, that's
Yeah.
worse. So speaking of another person who is
The
really
worst.
good friends and also the worst, but also probably going to be, actually for real, probably going to be the next Bachelor, I think.
Really?
Luke.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you.
why would anyone
because
watch him?
People find his strange pointy face attractive, including JoJo, as we know.
Well, JoJo's taste.
And he is an aspiring country music singer, which they don't mention at all on the show.
which is really strange.
Like James Taylor's whole thing is that he's the singer-songwriter.
Right.
I never, and actually he has since performed with James Taylor in real life.
What?
But we never hear, or I don't remember ever hearing anything about Luke's country aspirations at all.
No, not once.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. They need everyone to have a thing, and it would be confusing if there were two guys with the same thing. But he's a pretty, I mean, I've looked at the videos. He's a pretty convincing country,
Yeah, you sent
would-be
me
country
you
star.
sent me one YouTube, I think, or Instagram post of him singing.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. That's his thing. Live your truth. I don't care. But I can't imagine him being the next Bachelor. I would not want to watch him try and
feel
speak
like
to other human beings for 2 hours.
He has it all. He has music, which if a lady isn't impressed by his musicianship, they will be impressed by his military career. They love a military man on The Bachelor.
True, I guess.
He's like, yeah, I feel like that's my prediction is he's going to be
But I don't
the
think
next
he's-
Bachelor.
like charming or charismatic. Are they usually though? I've never watched The Bachelor.
No, not always. But I will say they're definitely not always charming, for sure. In fact, more often than not, they're not
Oh,
charming.
wow.
Patently not charming. But they're just kind of there, like a stuffed shirt. Like a cute stuffed shirt. But I also feel like I don't think he was charming personally or didn't see his charm, but he did have an at ease quality that I was surprised by. Future Bachelor.
See, he reminds me of like a serial killer. I kept waiting for him to show JoJo the bodies under his porch. Like, I just don't trust him.
Is it a Texas thing because of the Texas
Maybe.
Chainsaw Massacre?
Who knows? It could be that. I don't know.
Speaking of Texas, I don't care for JoJo. I think she has terrible taste in men.
She does.
Absolutely no instincts of what makes a good romantic partner, and I find her urge to marry at 25 despite having no instincts about it bizarre. But I was furious on her behalf when he took her to his family and it was like 1,800 people.
Oh my God, I know. That was terrible. Just coming over. Ugh.
That is really, really obnoxious to
Especially
spring.
because she wasn't expecting it.
Right,
She
that's
just
what I'm
thought
saying.
it was going to be a few people.
If
I
I
was
was
like,
going to meet a
"Oh."
boyfriend's family and he even an hour beforehand was like, it's actually going to be about 30 to 50 people, I would be like, I can't go. I have diarrhea and I can't go and you can't make me. Can't go. I won't go. Won't do it. Much less on TV.
Right? Imagine that happening while it's televised. That's just mortifying.
That was the best host on-camera personality audition tape that JoJo could ever have, was navigating that situation in a
Yeah,
way.
she's really social.
She's very,
I
very
mean,
good
hats off to her. She did a great
She
job.
did. She did a great job, I will say. Great job, JoJo. But, I mean, I felt like at the very end, I was getting the vibe that he was going to go. But then she was saying he was going to go.
Yeah. Actually, when she said that, when she made the big reveal, I gasped. I was like, I was like, well, Luke.
Because you thought that
I thought it was going to be Robbie.
Yeah. And I still think it might be because She said she was going to get rid of Luke. The producers clearly said,
Nope.
you're going to get cut. So then he pulled her aside and was like, I love you. And then she just walked around the airplane hangar of elimination for minutes, weeping hysterically, and then crouching down on the ground and then getting back up and being like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, no,
Oh my God, it was such a dramatic moment.
So good. She is a good crier.
She is.
A good tearless crier.
Even though I was just going to say, I've never seen actual tears fall out of her face.
She had her tear ducts Botoxed, but I heard that. I didn't hear that's a lie. Yeah, so I do feel like it's going to be Robbie.
That she's just going to say.
That she's going to cut loose.
To change my mind now that he said he loves me. I mean, he basically told her he loved her. He said, yeah, you have my heart, with his weird, like, creepy voice. Oh, that's the other thing I hate.
What was he like?
That's how he sounds to me. He's like indiscernible.
Yeah, he brought her to a rose petal heart in a field.
Yeah, which was really... Who did all of that?
I don't know, but the notions of romance on The Bachelorette don't line up with my heart of romance.
That was it.
Yeah.
She was just kind of like, okay.
Okay. Oh, and then she also, sidebar, I'm just remembering, she told, whose family was it that she told the mom that he was her favorite? She at some point messed up and told one of the moms, and I think it was Robbie's mom, but I'm not sure.
I remember.
She was like, I'm not supposed to say this.
Oh.
But.
Was it Robbie's mom?
It might have been Robbie's mom.
No. Was it Chase's mom?
No. I don't think it was.
Are you sure?
I'm not 100%. I feel like it was Robbie's mom.
Yeah, she was really chummy with
the wine was flowing.
How could Robbie be her favorite?
I don't know. I think she was really drunk. Did you see all the wine? But she messed up because that's how she kind of curried sympathy on The Bachelor, was that Ben told both her and the girl that he picked that he loved both of them.
Right.
Which is like a violation. I don't know if it's an on-record violation, but it's a violation of the Bachelor rules. So she done messed up.
Oh, wow. Now I have to go back and see.
Yeah.
I hope it was Chase. I want him to win now.
I kind of do,
I
too.
never thought that would happen.
Yeah, I know, but I see it. That's the one I see the most.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next week is the
continuation.
Final, yeah, part.
No.
Part
oh,
two?
they have two special. It's like a 2-night special.
Oh boy, it's a lot.
Because
of time.
then they have a reunion show. Chad's coming back.
Yeah, I am really
God,
excited for the reunion. I forgot about that. All right. Well, then we'll catch
but
up
it's
next
not the
week.
finale.
No,
right?
I think that's the week after that. They still have to cut one loose.
This is the longest show I've ever watched
it's
week to
a
week.
big commitment. Again, I don't recall the commitment being this heavy, but it's a lot of time.
2 hours every week.
Yeah, possibly 2 to 3
4
hours.
hours next
sometimes
week,
4 hours. All right, well, we'll catch up next week.
That's right, we will.
And this has been a special Bachelorette edition. Tweet your thoughts at PopCrush. Snap your thoughts
Snap them.
at PopCrush Snaps. That's it.
That's all. Ignore the other social media platforms we use.
Bye.
Bye.